Hello and welcome. Today's date comes in that of Friday, the 14th day of August, 2020. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel where, like always, all bets, trades, and of the like, well, that's within each's own risk and their own reward. For myself, risk-reward management's always job number one. And I'm going to be talking in this video, well, Theta, it's going to be Theta, DGB, and Tezos I'm going to talk about. But there's a lot of these failed move breakdown, failed move, fast moves that I'm seeing in here. As this thing is looking pretty darn near good right now. And this has a potential to have some significant gains moving forward. On the daily term time frame, as we see it here, breaking out above the August 4th, getting out above the 18 average of highs. And it was another test of this Fibonacci. I'm going to be going over like what happened here. I mean, this is a failed breakdown. And are we now starting to see the start of the fast move? Because the fast move would be a break of this key resistance. And that's a big move in itself, as it did so August 10th, 11th. And we can see breaking out here. And now I love how today has been pretty much, well, Thursday session really, holding this move very well above that 3,000. I've said so many times in videos, oh, if you can see it hold and stay above a significant level for whatever period of time, well, it's been about 3-4 days or 4 or so, whatever, holding and staying above that's a strong sign in itself. And yeah, going back in here to July the 27th, how it broke down, and that was a huge statement. For this was the spot where, okay, here we are after all this sideways move. And the note I was saying way back here, like in the middle of June, 2 months ago, yeah, this thing is going down below 2,000, but no, it didn't happen. And one of the things I've been noticing about this is for years, that if we don't hit these levels that we're supposed to, that's almost a failed situation in itself. And I think, and this is just me thinking, I mean, is this telling me that this thing is just going to go like way off? Like, I don't know how well the 6,000 or so area of resistance is actually going to hold. But for now, the next key level will be 4,000, getting above. And it looks to me as if we're at least going to test that. And when I say 4,000, I got to think like it appears above would be like 44. That's what it's looking like. And there's just some interesting situations when we look at this on multiple time frames. Especially when you look at the weekly and the monthly. The monthly is just fantastic, but so is the weekly. As we can see in here, at least on this level, this was just a long period of one from this last one in here. Like, what a large correction it had, to the point where it corrected like 115 or so percent, not like 60 or whatever. It didn't hold this level. Then a long time correcting. A little bit of like upgradingness of this. Oh my goodness, here last December, holding within the 18. And then, of course, this big breakout. This one, of course, didn't succeed within the 18. When this one comes back to the 18, oh, we support the 18 lows, spend a significant amount of these periods within it. And there's a word that I made up a long time ago called exitation. And this is what it's looking like on the weekly term. Very strong setup. There's not many periods on the monthly, but it's a very strong setup. When we look at this, we can see, well, obviously there's no data back in here, but we were, of course, in the 18 from this move. Here's this nice little, call us, I don't know what we can call this, like a failed, I mean, let's put this line up here, but just coming back to the 18 as it is, in 2 periods doing that and now leaving it like that. Again, another big statement. And a lot of time spent here, up in here. We've had a lot of this resistance that is hit over the 3,400 mark and higher. But what it never ever did last time that it has done now is held and stayed well above 2,000. That's something that in itself has been a very good upgrade. So going forward, I'm thinking Tezos is in line for significant gains. And a couple other coins I do as well as DGB and Tezos. Let's go to DGB next. And within the long term, the monthly here, I know the data sucks because it's not really logarithmic, but you get the idea here of we do get a break on this April, getting above the 18 average of highs, and 1, 2, 3, just 4 months of hanging in there. We can see this ascending triangle, but it's going to look a lot better when we shorten out these time frames. And this weekly chart is the one that is just fantastic. It has been showing strength amongst the 18 average of highs for a significant period of time, and it to me looks as if this thing is poised and ready for a significant breakout just by looking at this measure in itself on the daily chart, we can see all of these higher lows, definition of trend, uptrend, buyers in complete control of these markets. Every time these sell-offs have occurred in whichever manner, it has been rejected. For we had this sell-off back in May. We have this little bit in here. It has not made, has tested that low since. This one in here, a bunch of lows come through and a huge gain, albeit this was a failed breakout. It did the failed breakout amongst not a failed move in the opposite direction, but barely a higher low. And then all of this time in here showing strength amongst the 18 average of highs, and it still hasn't developed its pattern with a little bit of a weakness down in here. That again, this low in here, a little bit of rally, but we've had all of these higher lows and just an amazing setup. A lot of resistance test here at this 276 key Fibonacci level, which is represented again. Actually, no, it's not. It's just a line. Regardless of the fact, it is looking phenomenal to me, as if this is getting ready to break out. Just a beautiful pattern here. Let's take a look next at Tezos. And we'll start her off within the weekly, and not much data again, but once again though, it's a lot of telltale signs here. The lines that I represent in here have Fibonacci from this high down towards this low, and these are pretty much short-term levels that break in above this. So this, after it has done what it has done amongst these levels, and I like how it's breaking out above this 18 average of highs within this long correctionary move. It's another attempt, sort of like it was back in this July 13th week. But again, a sell-off, instantly rejected. Buyers do look to be in complete control of this market. And that's been a very choppy trend. And I don't know why my internet has been slow. This has been like the first time in many months it has been this slow, but nonetheless, it's working. We are looking at the sideways range. It's been at the bottom end a few times. It's back at the top end. We had this resistance here. We are above that. This level here, you can see microscopically above that. I guess it's above every single one of these highs except for the high on February the 20th. Albeit, what are we seeing? Holding and staying. Not only is it staying and holding above 32.46, but it's literally pretty much doing so at 3,400 and change as well. Albeit now it's at the lower end of this range, but if it corrects more within it, we have this 18 average, which is rising. Definitely an area I'd be looking for support. But until it breaks this range, it's going to be in the range, of course. And anytime you think it's something like this, and on any range that it's going to break it, and you buy near the upper end, and you're wrong, and it doesn't break above it, not only are you going to be wrong, but you're going to be wrong at a worse price, meaning those who bought at the lows down here will be like, oh, I bought at 26.50 when it down. But when you start to see it break out higher, like 42, 43, oh, it looks like it's probably going to go even much higher after that. And of course, to do so, you'd have to spend a higher price of like 20, 25, maybe 30% more. But within the cost, it's a give and take trade. The take is that you got a better probability, and not only better probability, but probably a good chance of good time frame, not taking too long to get spectacular gains. Whereas buying it now, you could wait your sweet little ass time before it happens. Sort of like that Theta with that long sideways consolidation. But those who bought back at like 1,800 and 1,500, whatever Satoshi, oh yeah, 18, yeah, like 12, 13, whatever 100 Satoshi. And then like, oh yeah, I worked out. I might have waited like 6 months at buying at those prices, but hey. And then you buy down in here, whatever, and then you could be waiting a long time. It breaks the range, and you're right. When you're in the range, like I say, you're in it till you're not, and that's why I like to say it that way, because they can take a long time. And thus, if you know things fundamentally, or like the probability odds, you think, well, it's probably better to be buying while it's in this range compared to on the breakout, because, well, it's going to be 25% more expensive at that time. But the risk, of course, is if you're wrong, you're going to have to do something with the losses. Whereas if that happens and it never does break above it, well, the buy opportunity would just never occur. But that pretty much is going to do it. I didn't even plan on looking at, well, I didn't even plan the 1 hour time frame. I've just pushed it just out of yada random. Albeit within it, this shows early signs that the momentum could be through. We had one breakdown in here, some support established. We resisted in here. So within this exact here, I was looking to break down. Well, the buyers are still in control. So guilty until proven innocent for the sell-offs. Especially even if it goes down further. But if you start to see weakness coming below, shorter term time frame, I'm not going to go to it, but like 15, 5 minute, I'd be looking for the support here and breaking down below that. Probably going to go down to like here, because it usually pierces extra. Although this test here, when did these numbers are a long time? Was this almost an exact hit? 32.46. Low is 32.50, so that's 4 points higher pierce. Whatever. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.